I felt like if I was so intimidated to like really fully surrender to God and be open to what he's called me to do, because I felt like I was going to be miserable kind of. And nowhere in the Bible does it say that. Now, again, dying to yourself doesn't sound like an amazing thing. Like, oh, do I want to die to myself? No, I actually probably want to do what I want to do. But it's so funny how the more that you do that and the more you allow God to speak to you, the more you allow God to love you, and the more that you just focus on Jesus, it doesn't feel like dying to yourself. Like, it feels like I'm coming into more of myself. Like, I feel more creative than I've ever felt. I feel more like I'm living in my purpose more than ever. And it's funny because you hear these people that are like, I was called to Africa and whatever. And it's like, so not that it was like, oh, I wanted to go move to Africa, but it also felt like I know God called me. So I had this peace. And the reason why I never had that peace when I thought about God calling me to Africa is because God didn't call me to Africa. Hello. And so it's like, if God is calling you to do something, perfect love casts out all fear. That's scripture. And what a beautiful thing. Perfect love casts out all fear. Like, when I think of that verse, I'm like, what an intentional, sweet verse that his perfect love casts out. We don't ever have to fear anything. And when he calls you to do something, it's not going to make you confused because he's not a God of confusion. That's another verse. And he also is not a God of anxiousness. And you can cast all anxiety on him. And whenever he calls you to do something, I'm not saying that it's not going to feel like it's going to feel like this perfect thing, or you're not going to have to work through like, God, I really do want to sleep with my boyfriend or whatever it is. That's a kind of crazy example. Sorry. But like, I do want to gossip. There are times that I'm like in a social setting and I'm like, I really want to say something. And it does feel like I'm dying to myself, but it's not this thing where I'm like, God, you're trying to ruin my life. Like, I know it's for the betterment. Is betterment a word? Yes. I love when I use a word right. It's for the betterment of us.